So I just got done watching The Furies, which is a Shudder exclusive that just came out last year to Shudder, but now it's on DVD and Blu-ray. So I checked it out. It's very cheap on Amazon for like $10. You can get the DVD, and I'm not one of those people who's like anti-DVD now. I know there's a lot of people out there who just hate DVDs. I guess we're just spoiled by today's Blu-rays and 4Ks that people just can't go back no more. I can handle DVDs just fine. I don't care that it's not as perfect as Blu-ray. I like a Blu-ray when I can get it, but I'm a cheapskate, so I went with the DVD, and it looks still good. Like, I'm sure the Blu-ray wouldn't have been much better. I don't really see the difference that much, but there's some movies where you can definitely see the difference. But yeah, DVD looks good. So let's talk about The Furries. What is it about? It's basically like the cover says, Halloween meets the Hunger Games. You got these 6, 7 girls who wake up in the woods. I think this takes place in New England, judging by all their accents, somewhere in New England. And they wake up in the woods in boxes, and when they wake up, they notice that there's these 6 other guys out there called the Beast, who are tasked to kill all the other girls except for their girl. Like, each of these killers is assigned a girl to protect, and if their girl dies, their heads blow up. So, which just makes it that much more interesting. So, let's get into the things that I like about this movie. First and foremost, this is a movie for practical effects fans and just slasher fans, really. It doesn't really play out like a slasher movie. You got multiple killers, and they're kind of fighting each other as well. But this is for practical effects fans, really, because this movie isn't trying to say a message or anything, or develop characters, or be funny or anything. It's not going to entertain you in that fashion, but this is a straightforward, just gore and blood fest, really. It's got some very neat kills in it. One in particular that was really awesome, and it's unfortunate it was like the first kill, so it's like they blew their wad up front, like, let's give you the best, most inventive kill we can think of right now, and then the rest will be okay, or kind of cool, but nothing you hadn't seen before. So still great kills, but that first one was just so great. I was like, oh my god, I hope it just keeps going up from here. But I was like, no, that was the best one, and they kind of just they made it the first one to make you think that the rest were going to be as cool or better, but no, it kind of blows its wad up front. Let's give you the best kill right now. I really like the masks that these guys are wearing. I like that each of these beasts that they call them, the women are called beauties, Beauty and the Beast. I like that all their masks are different, that they all have their own weapons. They're all given a unique weapon. So they have the masks are really creepy. You got one who's like, got like a leather face going on. I'm not sure. It has like hair. He grunts a lot. It's probably my favorite furry of them all. And there's the doll face one. You got the pig mask guy. He doesn't really get to live too long. The bird face one with a pitchfork. So yeah, I just like the costume designs of the killers. And the concept alone, although not, executed that well or really original at all, like I said, it's like Hunger Games, really, and all these other movies where people are just randomly thrown into the forest to be hunted, like The Hunt that we just saw recently. Very similar to that. But I like the concept. It's fine. I like it. It's somewhat entertaining, but I just wish it could have been done better. But like I said, it's not original or anything, but I enjoy the concept. So I like that this chick's epilepsy actually plays a role in the film. They established very early on that she has like epilepsy, so if she doesn't have her pills, every like 10-15 minutes she'll have like an episode. But I like that her epilepsy actually like saves her. Like, it's not just some random disability or anything, that it actually plays a role in the film and really helps her. And I like the score. It was very loud and adrenaline pumping. It almost has like the same sound as Victor Crowley at some moments. It's got that Victor Crowley-esque sound. It's just very rambunctious and tense. So I like that score. But that's really all the good things I can say. It's just got some cool creative kills and gore, creepy looking killers. But the negatives for this movie is little things like the location, the whole setting, all in the daylight. The whole film is 99% daylight, and there's like hardly any atmosphere to the film at all. And I think that might have to do with the budget. This does have kind of a low budget quality look to it, kind of a desaturated color palette to it. This Asian girl in this film, I thought that they were going to give me some kind of obvious twist that she was purposely acting like she was dumb. as some kind of tactic to survive. Like I'll, have them underestimate me. But no, that's not the route they went. This chick looks like she's around my age, or at least in her late teens. I can't really tell, but she acts and talks like a fucking 10-year-old. She's so dumb that it was annoying. And she was poorly acted too. So it's just like, please kill this fucking character. But of course they don't. Like, that's the one that lives. Like, fucking really? She's not the only one that lives, so I don't want to spoil too much, but she lives. Like, fuck me, really? This chick gets to live, and she's the dumbest one? The dumb one lives? I guess it's supposed to be funny, maybe? That was the joke, like, oh my gosh, the dumb one lived. There's a certain death in the movie that has really no impact at all that I felt like it should have had. I, I think that's what they were trying to go for. The emotion of that scene, it just wasn't connecting with me. I wasn't connecting with this person grieving, because this movie's too short. There's no introduction to characters. I don't give a fuck about any of these people, especially the main girl. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, all I know about her is that she has epilepsy, and they let you know that again and again and again. They use it for the plot of the film to help her survive and make it out. But her friendship, especially, like, poorly written, odd choice to have that opening. Like, we get 2 minutes of dialogue between these two main characters, the main friends in this movie. And then they're just thrown into the shit and they're separated for like the majority of the film. And then they finally meet up. Poorly written friendship, at least to me. I just wasn't caring about them. Their rapport together, their chemistry was not there to me. And the overall like rhyme and reason about what's happening, like why is this happening? They don't explore that at all. They kind of give you a little taste of it, of like who's responsible at the very end, but it's so like whatever and forgettable. Like, I guess the movie doesn't care to show you why or give you reasons. I guess you don't need reasons, but it would have been nice if they came up with something very creative or unique about why this was happening. But instead, it's almost like the escape room. People are just watching this shit. They're paying to watch it. Something like Hostel 3. Rich people, they just love watching murder live. So we've been here, we've done that. Can we come up with something different? Some other fucked up reason for why this is happening? And this movie really doesn't have much of a crescendo at the end. It just kind of peters out and it just sets up a sequel that we probably will never get. So final thoughts, this movie is just strictly for gore and practical effects fans. You get plenty of that sprinkled throughout. That's, Carnage candy for you to munch on. It's very bloody in some moments. One of the kills in particular was like awesome once it was said and done. I was like, that looked great. But some bad characters, not so good writing, and just a neat concept, but done again and again. I mean, I like this concept when it's done, but I just wish it could have been done better. I wish the atmosphere would have been great. I enjoyed the score, but just some things could have been done a lot better to me. So I gotta say, when it comes to the Furies, know who you are. If you are a practical effects fan, a slasher fan, this one's for you. But if you're not, then stay away from it. But if this sounds appealing to you, it's not a terrible movie, so check it out if you want at Redbox. Alright, let's spoil the fuck out of this movie. So, we open up with a furry saving another furry. And it's like, what the fuck? If you go into this blind, you're like, okay, what the hell's going on? This chick's about to get killed. It opens up like a cliche horror movie. Chick running through the woods. She trips, she falls, hurts her ankle. Like, oh, I'm helpless now. And then the bad guy is about to kill her. Like a scythe. This other guy pops up with like a sickle. It's like, no, that's my girl. And then credits. And then we see our main friends here, Maddie and what's her face, main girl. I forget her name already. They said it so many times, and I fucking already forgot it. Jesus, I just got done watching it. Maddie and the other chick, epilepsy girl. We'll call her that. So their dialogue here, their little quick setup is, we've been friends since we were 4th grade, and now I'm gonna move away. I gotta, live this adventurous life, and I can't do that with you because you're a boring, lame bitch. You won't break crimes. You gotta break the rules, man. You gotta start doing shit. Like look at me. I'm so cool and tough. I'm using graffiti. Look at me. It's like, that's the character setup. Like, she's going to no longer be friends with her girlfriend who she's been with since fourth grade because she won't break the law no more. She won't be this rebellious little punk like you. Like, fuck society. Like, she's spray painting, like, fuck patriarchy on the wall. That was such a weird writing decision to have that bad chemistry and then not have them make up and be friends again. Set that up to where it would, have more of an impact when she did die. I didn't feel anything. It's like, good. Fuck patriarchy, fuck you. We find out that there's these like a type of electric fences, except when you go past it, it like makes a loud siren in your head that makes you go nuts. You just can't handle it. So that's a smart thing that was written in here, to keep them within it. I'm not sure where the hell this is though. They never say. And because of her epilepsy, whenever she has an episode, because she doesn't have pills, whenever she has an episode, their eyes are all connected, through the same satellite. And for some reason, like when she's having this episode from her epilepsy, she can like briefly telepathically like see through the killer's eyes. She can never really see through the other victim's eyes, the other beauties, just the other beast for some reason. This one chick just gets an axe right to the face. Like, he throws the axe and he misses, goes up against the tree. She tries to retrieve it, which is smart. It's like she could have just kept running like a typical victim in the movie. Like, I'm just gonna keep running. She grabs the axe, she tries to fight back, but it does no good because she's very small. Like, the main chick in this movie was like a foot taller than this chick. And she's like trying to hit him, but he grabs it and pushes it right up against her cheek. And it just lingers. This death just lingers and just keeps going and going. Like, oh my god, when's it gonna end? He's just like slowly chopping her face off this way. Kind of reminded me of the death, and a little bit, not quite the same, but of the death and laid to rest when the knife goes through the mouth and he just yanks it up and chops the head off this way. But he just sticks the axe right in her cheek and it's pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and finally her head just comes right off, like halfway off. Awesome kill. Just the look of that, great. I like that he's more accurate the second time. When he throws the axe the second time, he gets the chick right in the back. And then for some reason, instead of just killing her, she's right there. He sees another beast like way in the distance, and he's like, I'll leave you here. I'm gonna go kill this guy. But then he loses that fight, gets sickled a bunch in the chest. You think he's dead, but he comes back later on. But I like that when he axes the girl, he just waves at, the main chick in this film, who I still don't know her name, but he just waves at her like, hi, I'm your protector. And so she hides this girl who got the axe in the back. She's like bleeding out. And she hides her in like this hollow tree. The guy who I thought was her protector just grabs her out, pushes her up against a tree, goes behind it, grabs her arm, and pulls her arms right off, Victor Crowley style. Reminded me of that kill, and also reminded me of the kill in Sleepaway Camp 3 with the whole rope tied around the guy's hands and to the Jeep that she was driving. Yeah, the Jeep drives off, rips his arms off. And this one, we get to see it, like especially the aftermath, like just rips it right off. Great kill. I mean, unrealistic. These are supposed to be human beings, as far as I know, right? These are normal people. That's a little bit unrealistic. I don't think that it's that easy to pull someone's arms off. Like, you can pull them out of their sockets, but you're not gonna pull the arms clean off like this guy did. But he's just a crazy motherfucker. And there's like this Juno moment, and what I mean by Juno is like the character Juno in The Descent. Spoiler for that movie, what I'm about to say, where the main chick, epilepsy girl, she hears someone behind her, so she just swings a machete around, hits the girl right in the neck, goes like halfway through, kills her. It's an accident. And even though it's an accident, this one chick won't forgive her about it, and she just keeps throwing that knowledge right back in her face. Like, oh yeah, what about what you did to her? Huh? What about this? She just keeps like reminding her, like, look what you did. She just won't drop it. And so then they start turning on each other, like, well, because they find out that if one of them dies, the beasts will have their heads explode. So she's like quickly putting it together. Well, if I just kill you and you right now, that's 2 less beasts, right? So smart thinking, but that's evil thinking as well. So they're quickly turning on each other. Meanwhile, Rose, the Asian girl, she's being a dumb bitch the whole time, quickly becoming friends with them. She's like, are we friends now? Yeah, okay. But then we get introduced to the pig mask guy, and because the chick got her arms pulled off, this pig mask guy gets his head blown right off as he's fighting the epilepsy girl. And she's like, what the fuck? And that's how she kind of puts it together, what's going on. That's why you never sneak up on people. And the whole Juno moment thing could be easily avoided if you just stop sneaking up on people. So then she has this telepathy moment. She sees where her friend's being hidden, so she makes a plan to go find her. Meanwhile, this crazy bitch Sheena is like, I'm gonna kill you because if I kill you, there'll be less beast running around. But she doesn't really fully commit to it. Meanwhile, they kill the Leatherface dude. They team up on him. They put this like screwing him with like this wooden handle that you twist around. Not sure what it's called. Not a tool guy, not a farmer. Not sure what this thing was, but it was like a corkscrew thing. It was very long. Starts twisting it and grinding him up. Gets his fingers chopped off. After he gets his fingers chopped off, he's like trying to stick his stubs right into her mouth, like taste it. Sheena gets a splitting headache. Her captor, her protector, the main girl, who you thought was dead, he comes back, hits her in the back of the head with an axe, and then hits it one more time and splits her head wide open. Awesome kill. What a splitting headache. And then, because of that, the doll-faced guy, his head blows up. And then she just kills her own protector, like, oh, thanks for saving me. Axes him. And then she finally meets up with her friend, finally, like an hour into it. She finds her friend, and then that's over with immediately. Like, they finally are hugging each other out. Rose is a jealous bitch, like, oh, I thought we were friends. And she's like trying to break them up immediately. Like, tell her about all those people you killed. It's like, what do you mean all those people? She killed one on accident. You dumb bitch. She's just like trying to break them up. It's like, well, yeah, tell her what a freaking murderer you are. She's just so silly, so dumb. But then, so they see a beast coming their way with a pitchfork. And Rose immediately is like, oh, I'll save my friend who's, having another episode at the wrong time. She's having an episode, she's about to pass out, and she just sneaks up on Maddie, her friend, and slits her throat wide open, and then the other beast, his head blows up. So she's like saving her friend, not really, they just fucking met like an hour ago. She's saving the epilepsy girl by killing the epilepsy girl's best friend, who she's been looking for hours. And then she like expects her to like appreciate it when she wakes up, like, oh yeah, I saved you. I killed your best friend, which killed the beast. Aren't you proud of me? Like, no. And then she just flat out says, like, I should have just let you die, you dumb bitch. Look what you did. And then we get like the Saw 2 moment where she has to pluck her own eyeball out, and she does it so easily. Jigsaw would have a tough time making her lose. She'll do anything. Like, it's not even a struggle. She's determined to escape. It was not like any hesitation at all. She's like, all right, fuck it. I gotta do this, and she does it. But then we get this like teaser ending where it's like, here's where the sequel might go if we make one, where she's basically going to hunt down all the founders of this club, of this fucked up organization, if you will, that is doing this. I'm not sure who's funding it, but she finds out somehow. We don't get that explanation, but she just gets to this rich guy's house who's like wearing the VR headset, watching replays of what happened throughout the movie, and starts like tasing him a bunch, like, where are they? Give me information. And then he's like, just let me go. I won't tell them that you're still alive, because they think she's dead. And she's like, oh, they'll know I'm alive soon enough. Credits roll. So yeah, that's where the sequel's heading if we get one. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not really enthusiastic about it. I don't really care if we get one or not, because I wasn't too huge on this movie, but I did like the kills and the killers, the gore, on point. And that's what I was expecting from the movie, and I got what I was wanting. So other things could have been a lot better, but I already said all that. So that's the end of the movie. The Mr. Howard Award for best kill is that axe to the face. Not the splitting headache one, but the axe to the face, slowly getting her face chopped off. That was some great shit right there. And the Mr. Twig Award for lamest kill, the head explosion of the pig mask guy, because I don't know, there's not a lot of lame kills in the movie, so I'll just pick that guy. I wanted to see the pig mask guy a lot more. What did you think about this movie? Put your thoughts a bit in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you've seen, you can hit this like button, hit the share button too. I would really appreciate it. And also become a subscriber today if you haven't done so already, just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.